Hey guys, it's Robert Wallace with Jaggers Roofing. Today we're on claim number 0758672959. It's currently 79 degrees. So we have a wind damage shingle on the front slope of this roof. Right here you can see the wind creasing on it, and it's also mark is still on there from when the inspection came. So we have this shingle right here. It's a 3-tab shingle, so we got it. This whole shingle has to be removed. In order to do that, guys, you see there's 4 tabs up here. It's a 3-tab shingle, so we got to manipulate these 2 shingles and also the one above it as well. So what we're going to use today is this right here, this flat trowel, and I'm going to use this to break the shingles loose. Of course, we already got this one broke loose because it's the damaged shingle. So
now to touch base really quick, I'm going to interrupt on his video. We do not normally use a margin trowel. This was requested specifically by the adjuster because the last video had mat transfer using a normal pry bar for roofing, and he wanted to see if we used a margin trowel, if it still created the same mat transfer.
Yep.
So before any of you roofers get on here and harp on us about the video, we know that is not a roofing tool. We're doing this upon request because we want to assist these adjusters any way we can.
Yep, so typically I use a flat bar, but we're going to use this margin trowel today. So we'll go ahead and get started and break the rest of this shingle loose. Go ahead and get up under there. You see I'm keeping it flat as possible. It is really tough. Really tough. You see, guys, I'm keeping it flat. Just how old these shingles are. They're really tough to come up. There we go. So we got that one, and JT just off that. And this is, you can already see mat transfer coming off of this one. So if you want to, and that's using this flat bar, but already we have mat transfer right there where it's pulled it up.
Pulled it out.
Right there.
And you can see it stuck to the bottom.
See it all stuck to the bottom.
And why is that an issue, Robert?
Because once we put another shingle down, it's not going to stick down to that tar strip because it's stuck all the tar to the top of that shingle. So when we stick it down, it's not going to stick correctly.
So in other words, it won't reseal properly.
Yep, not reseal. Keeping this thing flat as possible. Per request now.
Yeah. And what the adjuster was wanting to see is if we took something that was super thin that we could keep completely flat with the roof, if it would still create the same mat transfer that the last one did. So we're always willing to assist in any manner that we can. We want to give these guys the appropriate amount of evidence to make the correct decision for the customer. We always want to be acting in good faith, looking for opportunities to provide coverage. So we're always more than happy to oblige with a request.
JT, and this is going to be an issue. Once again, we're going to have mat transfer pretty bad on this one. Is actually stuck.
So it's already trying to tear the bottom of the shingle?
Yeah. I mean, like, it actually, look, it actually did. So, get in right here.
Oh yeah, you can see it where it literally ripped the shingle underneath.
Yep.
Pull your trowel back so you see it right there. Yeah, yeah, that's insane.
So it literally ripped that shingle loose.
And that just goes to show you, textbook not repairable. I mean, it should never rip the shingle beneath it. And of course, you know that's not a gouge from the trowel because as you can see, this trowel is flat. And when he's going underneath it, he's flat. He's not at an angle, so there's no gouging possible. So he's coming underneath trying to get to the shingle, and you can see it literally tore loose and it's stuck to the bottom of the shingle.
So classic sign of a non-repairable roof, and now you can see it pretty good. It's damaged that shingle. Mat transfers all up here. It's there.
And also, guys, before anybody says it, because we get it, the shingle he just lifted, he lifted beyond a 45, but that's the shingle we're replacing, so we're not worried about that shingle.
That one come up pretty good. Okay.
Now, these next 2 rows, we're going to be looking for mat transfer or any damage to those as well, because those are the shingles that are not being repaired. So if there's any damage, any mat transfer to those, well, then obviously we're damaging shingles in an effort to repair one that is a non-repairable roof.
Got that one. Once again, we have some mat transfer here. I got this one, and you can see it right here too, JC. I'm gonna go ahead and get this broke off so you guys can see it. Got to break this shingle right here loose in order to remove the nails. Same thing right here.
Transfer on that one as well. Yeah, you can see right there where it's pulled it loose. See if I can get the camera angle in there good enough. Lift it just a little bit more. Right there, there you go. So you can see the mat transfer right here where it's pulled the adhesive up, here where it's pulled the adhesive up, and here where it's pulled the
Since
adhesive
you're right
up.
here, let's go ahead and check these out as well. So I'm barely lifting the shingle up.
Yeah, you can see it again. Here it's pulled loose, here it's pulled loose, and it's pulled some of this loose down
And
here
it's
as
on
well.
the top of that shingle. I don't know if they can see that.
Yeah, you can see it stuck under there.
Same thing with this one.
Yep, again, pulled here, here, and here. And then, of course, you can see it right on the bottom of the shingle stuck to it.
Look, and that's lifted up right there, JT. I don't know
Yeah,
if
and it's already creasing. Yep, you can see it right there. The
That's
crease mark coming
a
across.
classic sign.
And that's about a 30-degree lift, guys.
Classic sign of a...
And that, the tabs that he's breaking loose to get to those nails is on 2 different shingles. So we've had mat transfer on 4 tabs. That means there's 2 shingles that have been damaged above the shingle trying to be repaired. Again, textbook, non-repairable roof.
All right. So now we'll get the top, which usually catches the top of this shingle on this nail strip.
You can see, I mean, he's literally keeping it so flat that you're not even seeing the shingle move because he's trying to be gentle, keep it flat.
You see how flat I
and
kept
yeah.
that right there, JT? He's showing this once again. Mat transfer, and that's using this.
Sit here, it's
That's
pulled
just
up,
me
pulled
keeping
up.
it flat right across there.
And you see it stuck to the bottom there.
Right there and right there.
Yeah. And already, just with that little lift, you can see the crease starting to form across the top. And remember, back at the beginning of the video, we squared up on these shingles so that you could see there were no creases on them to begin with.
Same thing with this one, JT. I'm gonna go ahead and get this last one broke loose so you can look at both of these at the same time.
Okay.
And guys, if you can tell, I mean, I've got this as flat as possible. I'm not digging in, going slow and as flat as possible as I can to be as gentle and careful not to jam it through the rough spot. There we go. So we got that one. So here's both of these. I can show you the mat transfer right here, and then we'll go ahead and find our nails, okay?
Okay.
So,
Yep.
lift it up. You see I ain't got it lifted up high.
Here.
There.
Here. And you can see it stuck to the bottom.
Yep. And then we got this one barely lift this up so you have it right here. And then
right there at the end, yeah.
Yep, right there.
And then again, you can see it stuck to the bottom of the shingle there. Right there.
And that's me. That's as high as I've got this shingle.
Look at that angle. That's 25, 30 degrees. 45 would be about right here. And you can already see again, you can see these granules coming loose. You can see that crease starting to form. We've got to lift it to that 45 to be able to nail the nails properly in the proper location, flush to the shingle.
Okay. So now we broke the shingles loose with our flat bar. I'm about to find the nails, but in order to get these nails out,
yeah, obviously we can't use a margin trowel.
Obviously I can't use the margin trowel. But just breaking these loose, you see that we've used this. There's definitely mat transfer showing. If you don't mind, will you grab that flat bar for me? I'm gonna go ahead and find the nails, you guys. So we got one there. That's good. We got one there. We got one here. And one there. So that seems like it's gonna be a good install. Whoever installed it last,
yeah.
Pretty
And
good.
real quick, guys, I want to show you this. This is the bar we prefer. It's wider than your typical bar. It's got a nice flush angle on it, but when you're sitting flat and we're using this to get loose, you can see you're about a 15 to 20 degree angle. So we keep this nice and flat underneath the shingles. It's wide. It's a lot less likely to tear through the shingle when you're getting through to it. That's what we traditionally use. That's what a roofer uses. But again, we wanted to use a margin trowel because it was requested to show that getting the shingles broken loose, we were still seeing the mat transfer even using the trowel as per the request.
All right, so now we got these 3 shingles that I broke loose up here, so lift that up. So we have a nail there, here, and there. And if I'm correct, that's all we're gonna have to remove to get this shingle out. So we'll go ahead and get started. Get up under here to the nail. And just a smooth, you see I just very gentle getting that out, which this is the shingle that we're replacing. It's so brittle it broke. So there's one nail out right there. And once again, guys, I'm just pushing this up here enough so I can get to the nails and properly remove them.
You see he's putting nice firm pressure down. He's not doing this hard rock and back motion. He wants to feel that nail pull loose, and that way he can finish pulling it out. And guys, listen, we can be honest with each other on this. Roofers do not have the time to take this long to be this gentle to repair a shingle. That is not standard practice across the industry. Now, they're not necessarily hyper aggressive with it at all, but I mean, they're trying to be quick with this work. Insurance traditionally pays $14 per shingle to replace it. So obviously, if you're running a reputable company with insurance, workman's comp, overhead, taking care of your workers, $14 an hour doesn't really cut it. So, but for these videos, we take our time, we go really, really slow, we're super gentle. We want to ensure that there was nothing that we did to contribute to the damage of the shingle. Because if it'll damage being this gentle, going this slow with the process, it's for sure going to damage during an actual normal repair process. Of course, we talk about the nail placement so that the adjuster watching understands that there was a good install before. We want to try to answer as many of their questions that they could possibly have while we're doing these videos.
This is the shingle above. Oh.
That one's in a 2x, huh?
Yeah, that one right there was in there pretty rough. All right, so we got that one. We got one more and our shingle should slide out. So we got that in place, so it should slide right out.
Nails are all where they're supposed to be.
Nails are all in the strip. You see that? Of course, they caught the tops, the ones we had to remove. You have the debris coming off that shingle. And JT, if you come right here, where this shingle right here, so this one is damaged.
Yeah, you can see it really
from the
good
mat
right now.
transfer, and this was removing it with the trowel. I mean, you see the mat transfer here, but come down here where it completely tore it, and that was removing it with the flat.
Yeah.
Or we didn't even remove a nail right here. That was.
You'll see right there. That's where it pulled loose and ripped from underneath. Again, it's textbook when you have a old roof, a brittle roof, and it's not pliable, it's not repairable anymore. And then just to show you guys something too, Robert, let's do a little different demonstration for him here. Set that down flat. Look here, I'm gonna put my foot to simulate a shingle sitting on top. You can roll this shingle, look at that, all the way up to 90. Look how easy it rolls up. And then look, that's a 90, brand new shingle, 90. And then look, no granules coming off of it whatsoever. That's repairable.
All right, so we'll go ahead. Even though we don't have the tar strip, I'm gonna put this in place anyways, but this shingle below it's now damaged because of the mat transfer, and we can see that. So, you know, and it's just gonna continue. Once I do this, I mean, you're gonna have mat transfer again. It's basically a domino effect. We'll go ahead and slide this in just to show that the rest of this is gonna be non-repairable as well. All this is gonna have to be fixed. So we got the same shingle. You see it's the same size, same dimension, same brand, same color, just a new shingle compared to an older shingle. So now that we got that in place, get some brand new nails out. We're not going to use them old nails, put it back in there. We're going to get us some brand new nails. And also, I never put these nails back in the same nail hole because it won't reseal correctly. That'll also cause a leak. So we make brand new nail holes.
And what he means by that is if you put a nail into an existing hole, it doesn't grab. That hole's already been bored out by another nail, so you want to catch fresh wood so that it holds correctly.
All right. Set these right here, and we'll go ahead and start. So that right there, just to get it into the nail strip. What are we at right there, JT?
20 degree at best.
20, so I got to about right there, right?
Yeah.
That's where I need it.
Correct.
And you can see right there, just that creasing right there, and it's creasing on the end down there. So we got that whole sheet.
And then also, just because we've heard this come up before, when we lightly rub these, that's not us being aggressive with the shingle, right? When you roll these up and that granule begins to, the matting creases and the granules breaking loose, the next rain, all that's going to wash out. But what we need to be able to show is, and you can see it when he's hammering, it's moving.
Yep.
We want you to show that that granule is going to come out. That's why we lightly dust over the top of it.
Once again, that creased a little bit as well.
Yeah, you can see it right down that line.
Not as bad. We got 7 nails to put in, so where am I at right there, JT?
Probably about a 30.
Okay, here we go. All right, once again, you can see that creased right there as well. So last one in our nail strip of our new shingle.
And guys, even on these that he hasn't lifted yet, you can already see the crease mark going down it.
Breaking it.
So I mean, it was creased just getting it loose and getting the nails out.
Yep, you definitely see the crease marks right here on this one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a classic sign. I think this should be all you guys need, especially with the mat transfer after using the flat trial. Should be an easy decision for y'all. Once again, I barely lifted that up as well. You got the creasing. Not so much as granules falling off. There is, but
And there's not a lot of roofing companies that would be willing to do this stuff, but we understand. We have an adjuster that's looking at these pictures or these videos that has not been to the home. We want to make sure they have everything that they need to make the appropriate decision, but to also justify that decision if, you know, their upper management reviews a claim that they handled. We want to take care of them too.
There you go, last one, and once again, you got creasing on the top of that. I barely lifted that one up. So guys,
So you see the creasing coming through. All of those, and again, we lightly dust it just to show you like the granules coming off in that crease mark, because when it rains, we get our next storm, all that's going to wash out and those creases are going to show up 10 times more. But again, you can see it here. You see the creasing coming right through here.
You don't even got to rub it. I mean, look, you got the creasing right there. You see it's cracking, creasing right there at the top, creasing there. You got creasing there, and of course it's about to break right there. So once again, you lift it up, you see I've got these correctly in the nail holes and barely lift these up. And them shingles, it's a new shingle. So look, and you got the mat transfer. It's gonna have nothing to stick to now. And that's with all these shingles that I've broken loose because of the mat transfer.
So this new shingle will never seal down correctly. And then just to show you guys something too, look here, I'm gonna try to see if I can do this on a video. I'm gonna hold it right here and I'm gonna blow on it, and you watch that granule come out. Now look at that, look how much more that shows up, just blowing on it. So that's why we do the light dusting. It's because we want to show you, let the shingle speak for itself. We want to show you, hey look, that crease is there, it's easy to see.
And then of course you got the mat transfer down here.
Yeah, and
it's
of course
never
again,
gonna
that's never going to seal back right.
Never. So listen guys, I hope this is all you need. Once again, we use this upon request.
And we know these videos are public, so any of you new roofers that are watching these to learn, that's not the appropriate tool, right? We only use that tool because we got asked to.
Like I said, we typically
that's your best tool.
We typically use this to break them loose. Instead, we use this. Same thing happened as prior to our last video. We have mat transfer on all the shingles. They're never going to seal down. We had a correct install, so we know that. We have creasing, and I never lifted this above a 45. The only one that got lifted above the 45 was the shingle that we were removing. So like I said, we like to do this for the insurance companies as well as the homeowners, to help both parties out making the correct decision. Once again, we're on claim number 0758672959, and it is 79 degrees. I'm Robert Wallace with Jagras. Thank you.
Today's date before we get off?
It's August the
21st. Yep. All right.
2024.
Thanks for watching, guys.